LGBTQ 1 Minute News, let's queer up the USA view. San Francisco Historic Panel endorses landmark status for North Beach. I can't talk today. LGBTQ plus sites. San Francisco's Historic Preservation Committee has unanimously voted to support landmark status for historic North Beach properties significant to the city's early LGBTQ plus history. The decision advances landmark designations for buildings that housed pioneering queer gathering spots and nightlife venues in the mid-20th century, including spaces associated with the early lesbian bar culture and beat-era counterculture movements. City preservation staff highlighted how much these North Beach locations served as critical safe havens and organizing hubs long before the Castro district became the recognized epicenter of San Francisco's LGBTQ plus community. The endorsement sends the landmarking proposals to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors for final approval and legislative adoption. Community advocates praised the Commission's move as an essential step toward ensuring that physical spaces telling the broader story of local civil rights history are formally protected from future redevelopment. Well, I think that's amazing. I'm a big preservationist. I think too many things get paved over. Being a native of the greater metropolitan New York area and having ancestors in Pennsylvania that were original settlers, so much of our history gets paved over. I came down to Florida and, hopefully, love to see preservation here, but congratulations. Hopefully this goes through. It's so important, just like Stonewall bar history in New York, to preserve this. And it's not only celebrating get the gay community, but I think often our lesbian sisters get marginalized and forgotten in the history. I know I was surprised when I came here that there were many original bars, manors that were lesbian before gay bars were established. So it's really something to look at. Also, the beat era, I think that's great that they're preserving that. I think it's a fascinating time, just in the evolution of our culture. What are you all thinking about?
I think it's so important for San Francisco to protect its queer sites because there's so much changing in there, and there's all these developers. They all want to build something, and half the time it's some monstrosity like those skinny billionaire skyscraper they tried in New York, and then they didn't even work out right. It's been a whole.
One of them is literal. One of them is literal tilting.
Yeah, better to keep the old bars there than to put one of those things up.
Yeah, but development is a cruel thing, and in the pursuit of development and to bigger, better things, often Americans tend to steamroll historic buildings. I mean, given this country is only 250 years old, I mean, it's not like, they have 1,000-year-old Roman walls lying around, although we do have archaeological sites for that. But the thing is, we are so eager in tearing down old things and replace them with new things.
Yeah. Well, you look at and you talk about Florida. I hope that our own local queer community in Wilton Manors, they decide what they do with their area. They don't go and do anything and destroy the character of something like the Drive because they've done such a good job creating that. And I'm just I don't mind the idea of touching it, but a part of me is don't break it, Well,
it would be nice to think that if you flash forward 50 or 100 years from now, that Wilton Manors would still have a very vibrant LGBTQ plus community.
And would still be above water.
Let's hope so.
Well, they can have houseboats.
Hey, you know what? I don't mind a houseboat idea. Just anchor the boats right offshore.
There you go. Well, that is an LGBTQ 1 Minute news story. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.